guys, today I'm here with my monthly favorites video showing you everything that I loved throughout the month of November. I do have a tutorial for this look. I was just testing out the Trophy Wife kit from Fenty Beauty. Not sure how I feel about it as a highlighter. I feel like it looks maybe better on camera than it does in person, but I love it on my eyes. Anyways, that will be linked down below, and I also have two giveaways happening right now. One from the Holiday Kits Review Part 1, I will link that down below, and another from my drugstore favorites full face Get Ready With Me. So those will both be linked down below, but let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about what's on my lips first. I love this lipstick formula and I feel like I never hear anybody talking about it. It is from Rimmel and it is their Stay Satin line. I really like their Stay Mattes. They're nice and thin, but I like this formula even more. If you're familiar with the ColourPop satin liquid lipsticks, those are some of my favorite lipstick formulas in general, and this kind of reminds me of it. It gives it lots of pigmentation. It's a full-on, full pigmentation lipstick, but it has a more satin finish. Like, it can dry down a little bit more matte. Like today I don't have a ton on my lips. It can look a little glossy on application. It really depends on how you apply it, and I think they have really good shades in here, because in the Stay Mattes they had some really an odd number of concealery nudes. This has a more balanced amount of nudes in there, and I love the formula, and Rimmel is super affordable. So all over, it is a great lipstick. The one specifically that I was loving this month is in the shade For Sure. I was pairing this with kind of like a deeper lip liner and really liking that it was kind of like a deep color but still had some brightness in there, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. I've been talking about this non-stop, but Essence has some absolutely great new products. If you missed my new Essence makeup you need to try video, link down below. As always, there's a bajillion links in my description box, but this is definitely a standout for me. It is their lash primer. If you are looking to try lash primers, if you are looking to amp up your eyelashes, if you don't wear false lashes or whatever it may be, this is a great easy step to add into your routine. Bonus, it is cruelty free, it is affordable, it is effective, it's available. You can't lose. I really love this. They've got a bunch of great products, but if you'd like to see it in action, I will link it down below in that video. But Essence can tend to get a little bit overlooked, and they've got some really great products. They make great mascaras, so I was had high hopes for this lash primer, and it definitely lived up to them. I have two highlighters that I absolutely love and have loved for quite some time, but kind of revisited them recently. So the first is from The Balm. I love their luminizers. This is the most recent one, but it still came out over a year ago now, I'd say. They had like a champagne one, they had a pink one, they had kind of a reddy one, but they didn't have a gold one until, who is this, Bonnie? Yes, Bonnie luminizer, and it's just a really gorgeous highlight. I feel like it gives tons of glow. It has a nice warm gold kind of finish to it, and it doesn't look too chunky on the skin. It's definitely quite glowy, but again, not chunky. It looks really smooth on the skin, and I really like it. And The Balm has great prices too, especially if you live in the United States. They have like 40% off sales around Black Friday, which is nowish, so something to keep in mind. In Canada, you can find The Balm now at Shoppers Drug Mart, which is exciting, and a few other online retailers, that because The Balm's website is just like, it's out of the question for shipping to Canada. I think it's like 40 bucks. So the other highlighter that I want to mention is an even less available highlighter than The Balm, and that is from Kiko. You know that I love their water eyeshadow, but another one that I love, and I kind of have not really talked about much on my channel, but consistently use, is their Glow Fusion Powder Highlighter. I purchased this in Amsterdam last year, I guess it was. Honestly, I'm not totally sure if it's limited edition or what it was, but this is so pretty. It's super glowy, but it looks really smooth on the skin. So if you have issues with texture and you're kind of a little bit hesitant on highlighter, but you still want something really glowy, this is a great option. I mean, any highlighter is kind of gonna highlight the texture, which, like, as I've said a million different times, like, if you want to highlight over texture or pimples or whatever, do whatever you want. I certainly did and have. I have no problem with that, but it just looks really smooth and beautiful on the skin. And if the brand is readily available to you, it is quite affordable overseas, and I believe they do have some stores in the United States now, which is exciting. Hopefully Canada sooner than later. I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath, but this is really gorgeous, and this one is in the shade 02. You probably know, you may not, but I'm utterly in love with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. If I could include that in every favorites video or every video, which I kind of do, I would, and I do. But I recently tried this out on my brows, and it does not beat the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, but it's much more affordable. So I figured I would point it out, and it is the Maybelline Great Lash Clear. I think this does a good job keeping my brows in place. The brush is good, not as good as Benefit, but still really good. It can disperse a lot of product when you initially take it out onto the brush, but it's really a good option. A lot of brow gels, like I don't like colored brow gels for some reason. They're not really my jam. A lot of the brushes at the drugstore are really tiny, and I have kind of thick brows, so I want something that's really going to get in there and coat each hair to keep it in place. I get my brows threaded, so I have nothing in my brows right now with the exception of brow gel. It's the Benefit one, but there's nothing in there. It's just clear. And because I'm not looking to like fill in my brows or shape them, like actually kind of build them with color, I'm just looking for a good clear brow gel that's going to hold them in place. So I think that this is a really good option. Could easily be overlooked at the drugstore because it's been around for a million years, but I think the fact that it has been around for a million years is a testament to the fact that it is great. I've tried the original Great Lash Mascara. I personally prefer Maybelline's other mascaras over that brush, but you know, mascara, I'm like moving in my chair and it's kind of squeaking. If you're wondering what that is, I don't know if you can hear that or not. But anyways, I do think this is a great option if you are looking for a brow gel from the drugstore. So this palette showed up, and when I saw Pure Barbie, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not a huge fan of these collabs with like characters and things like that. Like, it just doesn't really appeal to me that much for some reason. Like, you know, I love Disney, but I have no interest in a Disney palette for the most part. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I have, you know, Disney has a special place in my heart. I watch Little Mermaid every day of my whole life. Like, you know, up until and Beauty and the Beast, oh my god, the mirror. I had a mirror. It was like, show me the Beast, and I would press it over and over and over again. But anyways, for some reason, makeup and characters and stuff, the collaboration doesn't excite me. But this showed up, and I looked at the colors, and I was like, whoa. So in Canada, this is available at Shoppers Drug Mart. In the United States, this is available at Ulta, and it's great. I really love it. I did what I believe to be beautiful pink look on my Instagram. It totally inspired me to use this palette as soon as I opened it up, and I cannot wait to use it again, which I think speaks to it, because sometimes, you know, I receive a lot of makeup and I love makeup, so it's always exciting, and some things might be exciting for the first use but not necessarily the second use. But like, I can't wait to get back to this. So I did a pink look, I did a purple look, but I really want to use like the blues, and I'm dying to use like this kind of shimmery shade here. Like, it's like glittery, I don't know, it's really interesting. So at first glance, I was kind of like, these shades are interesting, but there's something exciting about it, and it's a really fun palette. The packaging on the outside is absolutely gorgeous. Again, it's like fun and Barbie-ish, but not like big and bulky. I don't think it looks like it's for a child. Like, it almost looks like a clutch kind of. And again, that's going to be very much personal preference in terms of packaging and stuff, but I gotta say, when I got this package, I was kind of like, Pure Barbie, but then I opened up the palette and I got really pumped up. So stay tuned for more looks from this palette. The holidays are just madness when it comes to makeup and whatnot. I mean, you know this yourself. You're consuming this content right now, and it's just out of control. So I definitely have plans to use this palette again, maybe some kind of like New Year's Eve look with that fun sparkly shade, because let's be honest, I'm staying home for New Year's Eve like I have the past 3 years and can't stay up past midnight anymore, but I could certainly do a look in case you're heading out and have this palette in your collection. Moving into some skincare, I got this recently. Keel sent this my way. It is the Breakout Control Targeted Blemish Spot Solution, and it says it has 10% sulfur with skin conditioning vitamin B3. And a lot of the time, the pimples that I get are not like on top of the skin, they're more cystic. Like this guy right here, I'm like, I just know I'm gonna have you for a couple of weeks, you know, like he's really set up shop. But I happen to have some that were kind of like on the top of the skin, and I used this and I thought actually it really helped to move it along. I find sometimes the spot treatments, it's hard because you get a pimple and it may grow a little bit in size and get a little bit bigger, but generally it's just gonna start going down. So sometimes it's like, is it just going away, or is the spot treatment doing something? But I really felt like this helped to flatten it a little bit, get rid of some of the redness. It is something that I used at night because it did have a bit of a white tinge to it. You could probably use it during the day if you're going to put makeup over it, but it's not completely clear. Also, you're getting a ton of product in here because you only need a little bit of it. It does have an actual expiry date on here, so it says 2020 October, which I appreciate because, you know, you open up your makeup and, you know, if it has active ingredients and things in there, it's important to know. Of course, the date that you open it is going to affect the expiration date, but it's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, so I really ended up liking this. From Ole Henriksen, I have been loving the Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. I've talked about this before in like my moisturizers for oily skin video, but I've definitely been using it a lot lately. They just launched, this is the gel cream, but they just launched a cream formula, which is cool. I've yet to actually open that up, but I'm sure it's going to be glorious. Ole Henriksen is a brand that I've really fallen in love with over the past year or two. They've got lots of great holiday sets too if you're looking to try, like the green line is amazing for oily acne prone skin. This is great if you're looking for brightening but it's still something nice and light. Then they also have like the dark spot toner and the fat facial and all that stuff. Like everything I've tried from them has just been fabulous, so I really love this. It also just like in the morning, just like the scent of like kind of creamsicle-y is so nice, and I feel like, you know, vitamin C does help with brightening, any dullness in your skin, any dark spots, but I feel like not only does it do it over time because there's vitamin C in there as the active ingredient, but immediately when I put this on my skin, I feel like my skin looks plumper, brighter, it looks hydrated. Like I get tons of compliments from you whenever I'm barefaced on camera. This is mostly what I'm putting on my face because it just looks really good and it looks hydrating, it looks plump, it looks bright, but it's not greasy or anything, because you know, like when you put a face oil on at night, you're like, ooh, I look so glowy, but I could never put a full face of makeup over that, but this acts as a great makeup base. And lastly, I have a face mask from L'Occitane. This is their soothing mask. I've talked about their mattifying one before, and if you follow me on Instagram, I have like a mask review kind of series. It's just essentially like whenever I try a new mask now, I post about it. It's in my highlights on Instagram. It's just at Samantha Jane YT. But I tried this recently, and first of all, just the way it looks and smells really got me excited. And depending on what you enjoy, you may like this or not like this, but to me, it smells and looks like blueberry yogurt. And I love blueberry yogurt. So I really enjoy this. It says it has fresh picked something French, Ardèche black currant, but has a really nice scent to it. It kind of absorbs into the skin after you put it on. If you have like a dry skin type, I think you'll really enjoy this. Normal combo, you'll enjoy it if you need like a little bit of a boost. If you have oily skin, I don't know that you'll love this because it does feel not heavy, but like a little thick on the skin. If you have oily acne prone skin, I recommend their green mask, which is mattifying and exfoliating and really kind of clarifying on the skin. But my skin, like I've been doing a lot of filming lately, so that means doing my makeup over and over and over again. My face is not happy, and by the end of the day, I just wanted like something soothing and hydrating on my skin because I'm like, I feel like I'm getting pimples, but I don't want to put anything, you know, too clarifying on my skin because I washed my face 3 times today and da-da-da-da-da. So this felt really nice, and I think the packaging is gorgeous too. And L'Occitane, they are available on their website if you'd like to check them out, and they also have a bunch of stores here in Toronto. I'm not sure about the rest of Canada where you can find them, and you can find some of their products on Sephora as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, let me know what your favorites were this month, and be sure to enter my giveaways that I have happening. They will be linked down below, and if you'd like to connect with me, as always, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Samantha Jane YT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!